Hey everyone. I bet you've heard a ton about AI lately and how it's going to change like everything.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how fast things are moving, right?
Totally. But today we're going to zero in on how AI is shaking up the world of data.
Right. Like,
Or,
are data scientists about to become extinct?
well, that's one of the big questions we're going to tackle. We're taking a deep dive into an episode of the Beyond the Code with Simba podcast. It's a really thought-provoking conversation about the future of data roles in this whole AI revelation.
One thing that really struck me was how this isn't just about some far off future.
Yeah, it's happening right now, right?
Totally. Like, AI is already making it way easier for anyone to work with data, even if you don't have a super technical background.
I think that's what's so exciting and maybe a little intimidating for some folks.
Hmm.
Like, remember when you had to spend hours cleaning data,
Hmm.
building those complex models?
Well, yeah, tell me about it. It could be a real slog. Exactly. But now AI is stepping in to automate a lot of that stuff, making it faster and simpler to pull out those juicy insights from raw data. We're talking about tools like GPT-4.
Oh, yeah, that's that super powerful language model, right? The one that can practically write Shakespeare.
Well, maybe not Shakespeare, but it can definitely understand and generate human-like text.
Yeah.
And then there's Auto ML, which basically takes the pain out of building machine learning models.
It's kind of like having a personal data wizard on your team.
Right. And that opens up a whole new world of possibilities for businesses and honestly for anyone who's ever felt intimidated by data.
For sure. Think about it. You don't need to be a coding whiz to start asking questions of your data and getting meaningful answers.
Okay, give me an example.
Sure, imagine you're a marketing manager and you want to figure out who your best customers are.
All right, gotta love those insights.
You can literally just ask an AI tool, hey, show me my top performing customer groups, and boom, instant data-driven answers.
No more spending hours digging through spreadsheets.
Nope. AI does the heavy lifting for you.
Okay, so that's pretty awesome, but it makes you wonder, what happens to all the data professionals out there? Are they, like, out of a job?
That's the million-dollar question, right? But actually, it's not that simple.
So their jobs aren't just going to vanish overnight?
Not necessarily. It's more like the skills that are in demand are changing.
Okay, so instead of being replaced, they need to, what, level up?
Exactly. Think of it like instead of spending all your time on those manual tasks, you can now focus on the higher level stuff, the strategic thinking, the big picture decisions.
Kind of like the difference between, I don't know, a construction worker and an architect.
That's a great analogy. Both are super important, but they have different roles. One builds the foundation, the other creates the vision.
So in the data world, you're moving from just crunching numbers to actually interpreting them, finding those hidden patterns and turning those insights into action.
You got it. And that means skills like critical thinking, domain expertise, and understanding how AI actually works will be even more crucial in the future.
So you need to know the right questions to ask and how to make sense of the answers AI is giving you.
Right. It's all about working with AI, not being replaced by it.
Makes sense. But I have a feeling traditional education might be struggling to keep up with all these changes. Like, aren't a lot of data science programs still focused on those manual skills that are getting automated?
Yeah, you're hitting on a major pain point.
Yeah.
It's like they're teaching you how to build a horse-drawn carriage when everyone's driving Teslas.
Whoa, that's a serious skills gap.
Definitely. What's really needed is a focus on AI literacy.
So, like, understanding the core concepts of AI, how it works, what it can and can't do.
Exactly. It's about seeing the bigger picture, not getting bogged down in the technical details that AI can handle for you now.
Got it. So instead of learning how to code it all from scratch, it's about understanding the why and the how of AI.
You nailed it. And you know what else is super important? Interdisciplinary skills.
Oh, so like combining data knowledge with expertise in other areas like, I don't know, finance, healthcare, marketing, whatever your jam is.
Bingo. That's where the real magic happens, when you can bridge those worlds.
Okay, so we've talked about how AI is shaking things up for data professionals, but I'm curious about the impact on, regular folks like me and our listeners.
Right, like, what does all this mean for someone who isn't a data scientist?
Yeah. How do we thrive in this new AI-powered world?
That's a great question, and it's something we'll dig into even deeper in the next part of our deep dive.
Ooh, cliffhanger.
But for now, I'd say the key takeaway is this. Whether you're a data pro or just starting out, the name of the game is adaptability and continuous learning.
So it's all about staying curious, being open to new stuff, and constantly leveling up your skills.
Absolutely. The future belongs to those who embrace the power of AI while also racking their own uniquely human skills.
Love that. Okay, folks, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back to explore how you can actually put all this into practice. Stay tuned.
All right, so before the break, we were talking about how important it is to be adaptable and keep learning in this crazy world of AI. Yep, got to stay ahead of the curve.
For sure. But it's still kind of hard to picture what this hybrid future of humans and AI actually looks like.
Yeah, it's a little mind-bending, right?
Totally. So let's try to break it down. Imagine you've got AI as your superpowered sidekick.
Love that image.
Right. And this sidekick can process tons of information way faster than we ever could. So what does that free us up to do?
Well, it means we can focus on the things that humans are really good at, the creative stuff, the strategic thinking, the problem solving.
Okay, so instead of seeing AI as this job-stealing robot, it's more like a tool that can help us reach our full potential.
Exactly. Think about all the other major technological shifts we've seen, like the printing press, the automobile, the internet. They all caused some disruption, but they also opened up incredible new possibilities.
And ultimately, they made life easier and better in a lot of ways.
Exactly. And I think AI has the potential to do the same thing. It's a catalyst for change. And the people who embrace it and figure out how to leverage its power will be the ones who thrive.
Okay, so how about some real-world examples? Let's say you're in marketing. How would this human-AI partnership play out?
Well, imagine you have AI handling things like analyzing marketing data, optimizing ad campaigns, even drafting some content. But it's still the human marketers who come up with the overall strategy. They're the ones who bring that creative spark and really understand what makes their audience tick.
So they're the ones who look at those AI-generated insights and say, okay, this is interesting, but what does it actually mean for our customers?
Right. AI gives you the data points, but it's the human who connects the dots, tells the story, and makes it resonate with people on an emotional level.
I can see that. And it's not just marketing. Think about healthcare, where AI could analyze medical images, keep track of all that patient data, maybe even help with diagnoses.
Right, but it's still the doctors who bring the empathy, the experience, the human touch that's so essential in that field.
It's almost like AI gives us these amazing superpowers, but it's up to us to use them wisely.
Exactly. It's all about collaboration, not replacement.
Okay, so for someone who's just starting out in their career, what advice would you give them? What skills do they need to rock this new world?
Well, AI literacy is definitely key. You don't have to be a coding genius, but you do need to understand the basics. How does AI work? What are its limitations? What can it do well?
So be comfortable enough with the tech to see how it can be used to solve problems and create value.
You got it. And it's like learning any new language. The more you immerse yourself, the better you'll get.
So play around with those AI tools, experiment, see what they can do.
Exactly. And don't forget about all those essential human skills we were talking about earlier.
Right, the critical thinking, creativity, communication, all that good stuff.
Yep. Those are more important than ever because those are the things that AI can't replicate.
Okay, but this AI world is changing so fast. How do you even keep up?
It's definitely a lifelong learning journey, but hey, that's what makes it exciting, right?
True. We're at the forefront of a technological revolution. But I'd be remiss if we didn't at least touch on the potential downsides of AI. It can't all be sunshine and roses, can it?
Well, like with any powerful technology, there are always risks. One big concern is the impact on jobs.
Right, some jobs will probably become automated, so people will need to adapt and learn new skills.
Exactly. It's crucial to be proactive about staying ahead of the curve, figure out what skills will be in high demand in the future.
And don't forget the ethical considerations. AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
Absolutely. We all have a responsibility to make sure AI is being developed and used ethically.
So governments, businesses, researchers, individuals, we all need to work together on this.
Totally agree. It's about creating a future where AI benefits humanity as a whole.
Okay, so as we navigate this crazy, exciting world of AI, what's the one thing you want people to remember?
Stay informed, stay engaged, and stay curious. The future of AI is being written right now, and we all have a role to play.
We've covered a lot of ground today, but I feel like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
Oh, for sure. It's a time of incredible change and even greater potential.
Okay, so to bring it back to our listeners, let's say you're talking to someone who's feeling a bit overwhelmed by all this AI stuff. What's your advice to them?
I'd say start with what you're passionate about. What are you curious about? What problems do you want to solve? Find that intersection between your own interests and the power of AI and start exploring.
That's such great advice. Don't feel like you have to become some AI expert overnight. Start with what gets you fired up and see how AI can help you reach your goals.
Yeah. And don't forget, you don't have to figure it all out on your own.
Right, there's a whole community of people out there who are, like, obsessed with AI.
Seriously. Tons of online forums and groups where you can connect with people, ask questions, share what you're learning.
Oh, that's so important, learning from other people's experiences. And if you're looking for something more, you know, structured, there are tons of online courses and boot camps, even degree programs that can help you build those AI skills.
Yeah, and the best part is a lot of these resources are super accessible. You can learn at your own pace, on your own time.
That's the beauty of it, right? You can find what works for you. And honestly, even just playing around with some of the free AI tools out there is a great way to start.
Totally. You'd be surprised how user-friendly some of them are these days.
Right, you don't need to be a coder to get started.
And that's what gets me so excited, how AI is becoming more accessible and intuitive for everyone. And this is just the beginning. The field is constantly evolving.
So buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride.
For sure, be prepared to be a lifelong learner.
It's like we're surfing this massive wave of innovation, and we got to keep learning and adapting to stay on top of it. So, as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of AI, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. If you could ask an AI tool anything to help you in your work or life, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one. Something to really ponder. And remember, we've just scratched the surface here. There's so much more to explore.
It's pretty mind-blowing, right?
Totally. The future belongs to those who are willing to embrace the power of AI and also, nurture those amazing human skills that make us unique.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's been an awesome conversation. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of AI.
My pleasure. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And that's a wrap, folks. Thanks for tuning in to The Deep Dive. We'll catch you next time.